This is a podcast presented by
Hard to Find Media.
Subscribe to Hard to Find Media on youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. This shit is free. Share it. Blast it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the VHS Wall podcast about movies with bad tracking. I am Mike Pelly, joined by Allison. As always, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited. We have some special guests here, Chelsea and Jason Lamb. How are the two of you?
We're doing pretty well, I think.
Yeah, are you guys excited
I
about
mean,
the movie?
I don't mean
Don't
to speak
speak
for
for
you.
me.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's very backwards.
Yeah,
How are you, Chelsea?
I'm doing well independently.
I'm sorry to announce you as a pair, but excuse me for that. Jason and Chelsea, I'm very excited to have you both on the show.
I'm very excited to be here.
Chelsea, can you do that voice as well, please? I'm very excited.
I'm so excited to talk about the movies that I just watched with my encyclopedic knowledge of films from the 90s.
We haven't had an episode in a while. This is our return to the RSS feeds, but it's a good movie to return to. I was at the Everyday Music here in Seattle and saw a little VHS there called Alienation. And I had never seen the film, but Jason Lamb said he had seen it, so we decided to just go ahead and dive into it. Jason, just give me a brief history of your experience with this film.
So I saw this when I was a kid, and somehow I actually got into the television show that was based on this. I think it was like on Fox or something in the early 90s. And then I went back and watched this movie, but not since I was like a kid.
It's been a while.
So I was really excited to rewatch this, but I like remembered so much about like how the world works or like how these like aliens worked, but I didn't really remember a whole lot about the plot points.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept, but let's dive into the overview of the film. Like, basically, this is a movie that involves aliens landing, or did they land on Earth in 1991, or
Yeah, they're like alien refugees.
right? But it says in the beginning of the movie, it's like 1991, so we don't know when they landed. We don't know when they arrived.
Right. Yeah.
Was that supposed to be the future? Is 91 the future or present day?
Well, the movie came out in 88.
Oh, so it's supposed to be a few years later.
But I guess it doesn't really. It's not clear if the film, if the aliens arrived the year the movie came out.
Well, they said that like Reagan was president because he gives a speech, which we still
So it
aren't
was
sure
the 80s.
if
Okay,
it's like
right.
stock footage.
No, I know it's stock footage.
So they
Excuse me.
repurposed it for the purposes of the movie.
Well, so in that, I'm pretty sure it's an inaugural speech.
Okay.
And he's talking about federal budget cuts. So like, if we don't manage the budget now, like who will and when will we? So
Oh, I
But it
love
was
he's
that.
about to like close all of like the mental health institutions in our nation, and
But it was in this movie. It's in correlation with accepting the aliens.
giving them like basically civil rights.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious
because like Reagan.
He's taking away them.
so many rights with that
Yeah.
speech.
And one of the things that like
This movie's deep.
Yeah, very deep.
Deep commentary.
The things that was standing out to me was like, okay, so I wasn't under the impression that the aliens arrived 3 years prior to when this movie takes place.
Well, okay, so my question is there's like it's 1991, right? It opens, it says 1991 Los Angeles, and then there's like a hovering
UFO.
thing, UFO. So I assumed that they had landed in 1991, right?
So-
But the movie no,
That's
because
what I thought too, because they were showing news footage.
yeah.
they were showing it news footage when it like happened and Reagan was president. So it wasn't that long prior to 91, but 91 was when the movie took place.
Oh, okay.
And
So
all of that
the craft
stuff
was just in the background?
maybe.
No. So the Reagan being there was context in that like they landed in the 80s.
Okay.
And they filmed the movie in the 80s, but the movie actually takes place in 91 as it says in the opening shot.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Which is
At least that's the way I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting, the reason I even bring it up is because, like, aliens are now part of our society and, like, fully accepted from the mass majority of the world. Not a lot of rejection. However, you do get a lot of the
Specious.
yeah, against the aliens.
Xenophobic in a very literal sense.
Right. But I did comment, or I wrote in my notes here. It was just, it's very interesting. I feel like really fast that happened. That aliens were accepted into society.
Yeah, if you consider that like women didn't get to vote until like 1920.
Yeah,
and then like
it's
70 years later, aliens come to Earth.
Right.
And they land, and then I don't know, ostensibly it's like 3 years, right? And like in our Constitution, in the U.S. Constitution, it uses the term man.
Right.
And while they've expanded the term man to include like women and now Black people and all these other expanding categories, like I would imagine it would be very difficult to include alien life form. And they don't talk. They don't talk about like an Alien Rights Act or like amending the Constitution to include aliens.
Mm-hmm.
But my other question is too, like, how did they get all of this training, like all of the aliens? Because all of a sudden they're like professionals. But we can go.
Well, they said that they learn
They
in
learn
half the time. So like the 10-year-old of them is like smarter than the guy who was just getting into college and he was worried about them taking his job.
Right, but you still
Oh.
like are required to like attend 4 years or like at a college.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Interesting.
This whole movie, I was under the impression that it was going to be about aliens, but it was more just a buddy cop alien because they keep referencing like alien kids.
Yeah, this movie is Lethal Weapon with aliens.
Yeah, and they don't show any like anything else really. They only show a few aliens.
Okay, so that my first question about this movie. What is this fucking movie about?
Buddy cop alien.
Buddy cop alien. But what is the plot? I don't get. Like, I
All right.
understand. There's like
Revenge.
There's like a drug lord, and we have to like get him. And in the end, he turns into Super Shredder. And I don't.
So we'll break this down. It starts out with like the movie was an attempt to address like racism. That's like really clear, like racism and bigotry, right? Without actually having to have like,
and the
people
main
of color.
character does say, "I'm a bigot." In the movie.
He admits it to the alien stripper who's like
Who doesn't
giving
strip.
him an HJ.
can we talk about just
go for it.
Can we talk about how the parallels? Like, yes, I agree that it's supposed to be addressing racism, but it's like very specifically, I think, about like Black integration.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
there are so many instances where it's like the aliens fit into these tropes that are racist tropes of Black people. So we have like the big dick, right?
That's right. That
Oh,
is a
yeah, I
part
didn't
in
think
the
about
film.
that.
I forgot.
The overly sexualized women.
Bank
Mhm.
robbers.
What?
The people that hold up the like bodega.
Oh yeah, robbers,
Robbers,
right?
yeah.
They can't tell like, or the
Oh, yeah.
humans can't tell the aliens apart from one another. So all the Black
Interesting.
people look alike. And then there's like a fear of like Black male violence, right? So the guy
Mhm.
takes the drugs and gets like super crazy. And then there's this like, idea of like this like drug that's being pumped into the communities for mind control, which is like
Mhm.
crack in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
So it is like really.
Wow.
Do you think they were actually going for that?
Oh yeah.
I think
You think so?
Yeah.
But I think like
No, those are really awesome points. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just interesting though because you watch this film and it's like you can't tell if it's trying to be somewhat of a comedy because it has that like Lethal Weapon like action comedy vibe to it. But yeah, it's hitting on like all these like hard political points that are especially later 80s interesting to see in a film.
Yeah, and you know that's like the reason these guys were probably smoking joints
Yeah.
and writing this movie. They're like, man, wouldn't it be cool if we like address racism in a science fiction movie? But then the movie itself is like the main cop guy, James Caan, is out for revenge, right? And he conveniently has an alien partner who he thinks will like help further his investigation of the death of his partner, who in the opening scenes was shot by an alien. And then after that, it goes into a deeper mystery about like this narcotic that they were talking about that was used as a system of control for the aliens, and how like this couldn't get out, and so like it turns into a movie that's sort of about like James Caan like dealing with his own racism, but ended up like helping his like cop friend who was an alien to further his cause, which was to like hide the fact that that this drug even existed, because they didn't want to show the general population that they turn into monsters when they're on drugs.
So all in all, pretty well thought out when you think about the politics of it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the execution of the film.
No.
Because you know, like it has like all those like hard hitting points, and all of that is really like commendable, and I'm fully for it. But the execution, I don't know, man. Like these alien masks, they're not masks. It's supposed to be aliens, but like the prosthetics that are on the face of the actors, it's just, it kind of takes me out of the film a little bit.
We were calling them stretch mark heads, but they remind me of canned cinnamon rolls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With like the
That's
cinnamon
exactly
like
what it looks
flakes
like. Yeah.
on them.
Cracks
That's
when it, like-
exactly what it looks like to me.
Yeah, their heads was bothering me. the
They
whole
get
time.
drunk on spoiled chunky milk.
Yeah, I thought that was a really funny idea.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, well, we have to have this thing that's different from, that's like, I don't know. It's like
They have two hearts.
Like Men in Black.
We learned that they have two hearts as well.
They do have two hearts. In Men in Black, I'm just gonna bring this
Really want to bring this up.
because sugar water.
That's just one. That's the alien. That's a bug.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
It's not
like,
all of the
it's just-
aliens.
It's just this thing that because they're aliens, it has to be something obscure.
Right.
Like I have to have sugar in my water to quench my thirst, or I have to get drunk off of sour milk.
They also eat
just like weird-
beaver meat too.
And
Yeah.
everything's raw.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah,
Was that the beaver meat? Was raw?
Yeah, they only can process the nutrients if it's raw.
Which
Oh, I
they
didn't catch
order from
that.
a taco shop.
Yeah. So I was like, they have an obscure meat.
Yeah, the taco shops
In the future?
updated it, like immediately to
Yeah.
accommodate their food.
Okay, that makes more sense with the hair and the teeth joke. So
Yeah.
I was like, why? What?
Why does beaver meat have
Yeah.
hair?
That makes more sense. Yeah. Double entendre.
What else was? Oh yeah, they're allergic to salt water. They like dissolve if they,
like-
it's like acid.
And
to
turn
them.
into charcoal.
yeah.
which,
Charcoal
which
bodies.
is like the main thing that I like my qualm with the film. The saltwater thing, because this goes back to Signs. Like the main thing that people have a problem with that movie is like, why would aliens want to inhabit an Earth that is like fucking pretty much all water, and that's their fucking like death wish.
But like, I mean, so these aliens, maybe they were like refugees, right? So they didn't know. But like once you get there and you see like that there's like oceans surrounding the US, why would you move to Los Angeles?
Oh, especially LA, which this
Like,
movie takes place in. Yeah.
Go to the Midwest, dudes.
Come
Because
on.
it's the melting pot of the U.S.
Melting alien pot.
Although
Yeah.
everyone had like a New York accent, and it didn't seem like
Yeah,
they were in
the
L.A.
accents.
New Yorkie.
It felt
The
very New York
accents in
because
this
of all the
movie
cops. I think it was
were
more like a
so-
New York cop thing.
It was dark. There
Yeah,
wasn't
it
like
was
a lot of sunshine.
I think the only thing that gave LA away was the like taco stand.
yeah.
I thought that,
That's
and the
true.
water is what they were trying to be like. Look, we're in
Yeah.
LA. Yeah, there was mostly night scenes.
hmm
Yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
didn't notice that.
There wasn't a lot of daytime scenes.
It's just when they were hungover
No.
in the day. Just,
Yeah.
just to point out.
Well, that one day was like really dark gray out.
So there's a lot of really great quotes in this film. I'm just gonna put like run down my. If anybody has anything to say about it, like about these particular quotes, say something. You watch my ass.
Out of context, it's funny.
Well, it was the guy who's like, watch your ass.
It was the original partner.
It was the original partner who got killed right away, which we didn't expect to see.
Mm-mm.
We were pretty surprised that he died so quickly.
Well, he needed a new alien cop partner.
Yeah, Jason, do you remember the first cop
The first cop.
that
His
like
partner.
got killed?
Yeah. I don't remember his name. But
he helped a homeless guy out of a car. It was
Wasn't
really
homeless.
sweet
Why would he be homeless?
because
He's
he
just
like
sitting
he
in
was
his car.
he was waking up out of his car.
No, he wasn't. He put his seat down so he didn't get shot. Because it was in the middle of a big gun
So he's
battle.
just a regular civilian.
Yeah,
not
and
a
you
homeless person.
assumed
He
was homeless.
Sound pretty racist.
Yikes.
But I did think that
This is why the movie's so important.
oh my god, it's true.
Teach us all how to live.
Are you gonna put this on as part of lecture?
Don't worry, I'll
Go
make
watch this movie. Bring back notes.
Yeah. But the original partner said that line, you watch my ass. Another great line was, dude, I'm milked over.
Yes, that was a great line indeed.
A milkover is a hangover.
From drinking too much sour milk, which is disgusting.
We
Stop bringing
drink
it up. I'm
soured like potatoes or rye, right?
We do. And he was drinking vodka. The partner was drinking vodka.
From the fridge.
Which from the fridge that he kept in the fridge.
Yeah.
Which people don't usually do.
Yeah. We're all a little bit gross
Yeah.
on planet Earth.
Yeah.
I think
Sour milk gets you
to an
drunk.
extent, just
Sour grapes get
You drunk? Yeah.
another good line I thought was he's being seduced by the stripper alien
Who
or
doesn't
whatever.
strip? She's fully clothed.
She's wearing more clothes
Yeah.
than most people
Profession.
wear.
I thought she was working at a
She's
strip
an
club.
dancer of some sort.
Erotic dancer?
I
know.
don't-
What do you want me
I
to
don't
say?
know if she
I
was
would say
supposed to be a stripper.
She was an erotic dancer.
Yeah.
for sure.
Because it was more like people sitting down like a supper club in
So-
that scene.
So the main guy, like he actually says straight up, "I am a bigot." I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, but I feel like he was saying that because he was actually like turned on. It was just like, just letting you know I'm a bigot.
Which I thought was so oddly polite. I mean, like,
Hey, by the way, I'm a racist.
it's like
My mama
weird,
brought me
like
up
a
right.
weird
I'm polite.
Sort of like fucked up politeness about it. I don't know.
I thought they were going to show alien nudity, but they didn't.
Yeah, it was close.
It was close.
It
They
was
just showed that she
close.
had like big boobs from
and
the
some
side.
back spots.
And back spots
those
down the
back
spine.
spots.
Leopard.
Yeah, down her spine.
That's the thing that's what the alien look was. Leopard.
Not
sort of.
really though. They all had different.
It wasn't that fabulous.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the spots.
Well, she
The
had a more
spots.
spotty head versus other people that had like cracks.
Maybe more like leper.
Yeah.
My favorite quote, though. Can I talk about
Yeah,
my favorite
please,
quote?
please.
Which is when James Caan refers to a condom as a Coney Island whitefish.
Yes. And he had to explain what a condom was, and that was the dick joke, the alien dick joke.
Oh man,
It's like
so good.
they fit, even though they
Disgusting.
stretch.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oy.
and speaking of cones, I was thinking of the movie Coneheads
Oh right, yeah.
with this film because Coneheads was like aliens trying to live in like
Just one
human
tiny
society.
family.
But that was just one tiny family. This movie is like all like the whole world knows aliens are there and all that stuff. And Coneheads are like, oh my god, aliens!
Are we supposed to know the whole world though? Because they only seem to live in L.A.
But they do
That was
show
the question.
Yeah.
Supposedly addressing them.
Reagan. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to tell if they're in LA or if they're all over the world. That was
It just seems so like
strange.
the aliens are so integrated with society that like it has to be all over the world.
I think they hint at that, but in the movie they don't show it at all really. Like
Right.
the trailer shows it more than the movie. Like there's an alien on a Pepsi billboard in the trailer.
Mhm, mhm.
And then there's
also-
prostitute aliens.
There's also some weird like alien slang. The main alien says Sam Slag.
That was his name. Sam.
His name
Oh,
is Sam.
a Sam Slag is like a John Doe.
Oh yeah, like
That's
a,
those
Oh,
are
yeah.
really common names from the,
Right.
a Sammy
aliens,
Slag or whatever. Yeah.
because they had one John Doe, and then the alien said that the other alien was a Sam Slag,
Because they didn't know who it was.
which I thought was interesting.
Because they're called slags. But it sounds like a derogatory term, but I don't think it is because other people or aliens
Yeah.
refer to each other as slags. So I
Yeah.
think that's the
Very-
alien.
That doesn't
That's
always
true.
necessarily matter.
That's true.
But what
But
also
they
is
never get corrected.
What's
Yeah.
also weird about that is that like there's obvious racism and there's obvious discrimination against this race of aliens by humans, but then the cop gives that like whole speech about how like you guys accept us, unquestioningly, and we have more freedom than we've ever had before and stuff like that.
Right.
But never addresses the fact that people are like hella fucking racist.
No, he does. He says what's so hard is that this is the first time we've ever been free, and you come to us and accept us and give us these rights, and yet we face all of this discrimination. Which is actually, it harkens back to Frederick Douglass's speech, "What to the slave is the 4th of July," where he makes the same point. Yeah. But yeah, so it's like, they're grappling with these.
I love your perspective on this.
So I don't know. I think all in all, this movie, like, there's not much to this plot except for these like heavy political issues that are addressed in alien format, if you will.
Definitely. Well, also, but so then I was thinking too, if it showed Reagan's speech, and that was definitely from Reagan as a president. But Reagan was also the governor of California in the late 60s and early 70s, which is like around the civil rights movement too. So it could be that if the aliens got there when Reagan was the governor, then it like dovetails on some of the late civil rights stuff in the late 60s, maybe. I don't know.
So they had they would have had to been there a longer time.
Yeah. So then they would have had like 2 decades or something.
Yeah.
But it's just not clear from the movie.
It's not clear. No.
It's like literally not clear because we watched it on a really crappy VHS. That scene in particular, in the bar, the smoky bar.
Yeah. Just so you know, listeners, the VHS was pretty blurry.
Could have been just your copy, not a pristine copy.
The copy I got was 50 cents.
A brand new.
So the crew spotlight segment. This is a segment where I just want to talk about the people that are in the film and who made the film. The main actor, the main alien, is the dude who played Indigo Montoya in Princess Bride. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Which is so weird because you can't see it at all from the prosthetics.
Nope. He probably watched this movie and he's just like, I'm not even in this film.
He's probably happy about that.
Yeah.
He's
probably glad.
Is like real heavy.
Yeah, they're intense.
The main bad guy was Terrence Stamp.
Terrence Stamp, as we know, well, at least I don't know about you, Allison, and
once you told me.
Chelsea. Yeah, General Zod from Superman 2.
I don't know that.
And then also Jor-El from Smallville, the voice of Jor-El.
He did play the voice of Jor-El.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I know that one.
He's just been in a ton of stuff. He's a prolific actor.
Which was questionable because we were like, how does he have a British accent if he's only lived here 3 years?
Yeah.
So they didn't change that
about
up.
the 3-year thing.
You have to have this.
Them. They're twice as fast as us, so they pick up the accents.
True.
Yeah.
He chose to live in England.
He's like looked up how to look smart.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the United States.
And that's
on
what
a
they
British
did.
accent, they'll believe anything.
He studied abroad.
He studied.
So true.
He studied abroad during his 3 years at college before he took over the world.
And then there's that dude that is from the X-Files that has the really weird face who plays the hybrid alien. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but I just can't imagine like what it's like to be typecast as a funky looking alien
all the
over
time?
and over again.
That guy definitely is cast because he has a weird face.
I only know that guy from the sequel to Mortal Kombat, where he plays, I want to say Bison, but that's a fucking Street Fighter villain. So the film wraps up with this super villain ending. You have Terrence Stamp, who turns into like an ultra alien, and it's definitely not Terrence Stamp in that makeup.
It's just some random guy.
Big
Some
old
random
guy.
big dude.
An alien head.
Terrence Stamp was just like, I refuse to do that.
Yeah. We kept feeling like the movie was wrapping up. But
yeah,
like
I thought it
kept
finished.
going.
Yeah.
going. Yeah, so the movie isn't, I wouldn't say it's boring. I think it has, it's an interesting way to tell like a story about aliens that are part of society, especially a cop alien, which is, I've never seen that before. an LAPD alien. I've never seen that.
Not a common told story.
No, definitely not. And like, it's really character driven. It's like very heavy on like the emotional aspect of what it's like to blend in with human society.
There's not that much background.
But I think the story is like it moves forward because of the emotional investment of the characters. Like that is what the plot is like.
That's
these
why not
characters'
that many
motivations and
things
not-
happen in the
Yeah.
movies because they're having like moments like getting drunk in the guy's apartment, drinking sour milk and fucking vodka from the fridge, you know, like
Go into the wedding at the end.
going to the wedding. It's like
They're
like a
besties
lot of
now.
these like quote unquote human moments.
Yeah.
That are interesting.
And they start off like the two main characters meet after the human cop's
Both are
partner,
partners.
human partner has been killed.
Mhm.
And so then the alien cop comes to the scene to help. And the human cop punches the alien cop. And then like to find out the next day that this is his new partner. And then at the end, they're at the daughter's wedding together.
Yeah.
Frenzies for life.
Yeah, frenzies, dude. Like they fucking killed it on the friends aspect.
Really nailed it.
Nailed it.
So as far as Alienation goes, there's a cult. There has to be a cult following for this film.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
If it had a
Definitely.
TV show, it must have.
Yeah, it did. It did have a TV show and even a sequel. Did you say, Jason?
Yeah, there was like a TV show, and then there was like 3 or 4 like made for TV movies that came after the show ended because they're just like, we got to keep that pony alive.
Is there a character in Stargate or in Star Trek that looks like that? Because I feel like I've seen this like alien look before, and it was either from seeing that on TV as a kid or from seeing an alien look like that from the other shows.
It's from the Superboy TV show that I
But
show you.
I
at
feel
the
like in
night
Star
times.
Trek there might have been an alien that had
That
very
looked like
similar
that? Like
similar
the cinnamon
makeup.
head? Yeah.
But I don't know for sure.
All right, Marry, fuck, kill. Let's go around the table. Do you want to just bring it down to just 3 characters, or do you want to go the whole cast?
I'd say the whole.
Yeah, I'm always
we
open.
might
There's
have
not a lot of
different ideas.
characters
Yeah.
in this movie.
So, Jason, let's start with you.
Oh geez.
It's interesting because your wife is here currently.
This is basically
Who are
cheating.
you gonna remarry?
So I would marry. Man, this is a hard one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a limited amount of characters, I
Yeah.
feel like. to
I-
choose
I
from.
would
the
marry-
majority of choices you have are all male or male alien.
That's
So?
okay. They're aliens.
So?
It's
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah.
It's not cheating. Also, if they're an alien,
Mm.
I'd probably marry Sam Francisco. He's a fine, upstanding gentleman,
Yeah,
a lawman.
very
Always
much so.
sexy.
Man
He'll
of law.
dip his hand in salt water for you.
True.
Yeah.
Really goes that extra mile.
True.
Fuck. Definitely the alien dancer.
Oh,
Yes.
you took mine.
Yeah.
But you can have the same one.
I know.
Yeah,
She's a little forward.
it's pretty forward.
A little scary. And who would I kill? Well, I would probably kill. I guess it's just got to be the bad guy, right? Because he's just
Yeah,
inherently evil.
Terrence.
Yeah, Terry.
Terry Steed.
I'd murder Terry.
What about you, Chelsea?
I-
Same
it's-
stuff.
Yeah. Ditto.
You don't want all?
I think we're all on that page, right? Does anybody else?
I was trying to think creatively because that one's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I might marry the stripper. She
There you
seems
go.
Like a
Oh,
fun,
okay.
Like a fun person to be around.
yeah,
I was thinking
playful.
about maybe killing the other cop
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I was thinking. I would
because he's
feel
pretty obnoxious. I don't really like him.
He's
Yeah.
awful.
Like I think you're supposed to like him, but I don't.
right.
He's kind of like Bruce Willisy.
Yeah.
So-
I'd kill his daughter.
The daughter that
At
has
her
like
wedding.
3 minutes in the movie, if that. She says, "Hi, Dad." That's her whole line.
So Chelsea will marry the stripper, and murder who?
James
The
Caan.
daughter.
The
The
daughter.
daughter that
Who would you
it's barely
fuck?
in the film. And who would be the F?
The dead partner.
The beginning of the
Oh, the
movie.
only black guy in the movie?
Yeah.
Creative.
all right. The like
I'm
the
tolerant.
rigs.
Would you
of the film?
dig him up?
Jason?
Oh, you said he's
Too
dead.
Too far.
Are you you're talking about while he was still alive, right?
Yes.
Yes. He doesn't
Okay.
have to be a
I'm
corpse.
sorry.
What is yours,
Jesus
Mike?
Christ.
I need a little clarification.
I'm on,
This is the person I married.
yeah. I'm on Lamb's side of things, except for the kill. I wouldn't kill Terrence Stamp. I would kill the partner who drinks vodka out of a fridge.
Yeah, because what weirdo does that?
Yeah, don't really care too much about that guy. He's got like top billing in the film too, and I could care less.
But does he deserve to die?
Wouldn't your San
Jason-
Francisco husband be kind of pissed you killed his best friend? How do you come back
Golly.
from that in a marriage?
And Allison, you
He has
said
low expectations for humans.
Allison says she will kill the partner as well.
Yes.
Marry the stripper. She's not a stripper. I don't want to keep saying
She's a dancer.
She's a dancer. I don't want to say stripper.
She dances with long flowing clothes on.
God, so long.
She stripped nothing off.
Yeah.
She just wrapped some
Nope,
fabric
just
around
wrapped
the pole.
around.
Who are you gonna marry?
I'm gonna marry the first partner because he seemed like maybe he could be a good guy. He just got killed off too soon.
Dude, he helped the person in the car get out. It
Yes.
wasn't a homeless person.
Who wasn't?
It's very
He sure
sweet.
did.
He was very sweet. And then who are you gonna you kill?
I'm
Who
not-
are you gonna fuck?
I already. The stripper.
Okay,
Yeah. So
she's
it's
not a
solved.
stripper. She's a dancer.
Excuse me, erotic dancer.
So all right, let's go.
Assumed stripper.
Last thing before we wrap up here, Allison, would you recommend the film to your friends, your family?
No, probably not, unless you're curious about the alien look, because I had seen it before. I just didn't know what it was from.
Right. They have Cinnabon heads.
Raw canned cinnamon heads. Yes.
Uh,
I don't know if anyone's going to get that reference unless they like see the picture of the aliens and then they'll get it.
then they'll get it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jason, what about you? Would you recommend it?
Absolutely yes.
Yeah, you kind of recommended it to me.
But I have deep nostalgia, implanted
Right.
somewhere in the back of my head. But I also think it's a really interesting story that
Yeah.
they were telling. So.
It's like an insane amount of character development for that kind of goes nowhere. But anyway, either way.
But yeah,
So,
but no, it addresses some interesting issues, and then it's also kind of comical how how obvious it is.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
So-
Chelsea, what do you think?
Only to people I don't like.
Oh,
it
set
was
them up
that
for
bad?
disaster. Really? You didn't like it that much? You didn't like it?
It's bad because it's not bad enough to where you're like, I'm just going to turn this thing off.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
just keep watching it. So it's almost more of a waste of time than if it was bad and you could just turn it off.
Yeah.
It's in that weird limbo.
Yeah,
So if I wanted to fuck with someone, I didn't waste an hour and a half of their life.
exactly.
You'll love this
recommend
movie.
this
It's
movie.
great.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I feel
You
like
wouldn't?
I'm the
No.
only one.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
I don't know
that's
if that's
Jason
happened
Lamb on
before.
that one.
The cheese stands alone.
The thing about it is that it is a one-time watch. I'm glad I watched it once. So maybe in that aspect, I would recommend it to someone. It's just a one-time thing, to just that you've seen it. The fact
Check that off my list.
that this movie spawned a TV series and some sequels
It's weird, yeah.
blows my mind. But I don't know, Jason, if you've seen those, but
I think you have.
Oh no,
right?
I've
he's
seen
seen them.
I've seen hundreds of episodes. I'm sure.
yeah. I mean, I like the fact that it's Lethal Weapon with fucking alien partner in it. But it's interesting because it's kind of like they kill Riggs off at the beginning and they replace him with an alien, like a white-looking alien. All aliens are very white-looking.
They are, yeah. That is true.
So, right on. Well, that was Alien Nation. I want to thank my guests for joining us today, Chelsea and Jason. Jason, can people find you on the social media
You
anywhere?
can indeed. Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
Jason_Lamb. And on Instagram at JTL Hell.
Sickle.
Get those followers.
Yeah.
Just dive in. Do you guys have any plugs?
Don't even try. looking me up.
Social media.
There you go. Exactly. It's exactly what I thought.
Don't even try.
You can find me, Mike Pelly, at all social media outlets. The podcast itself, VHS Wall, is on the Hard to Find Media YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. Thank you for joining us. Very fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
This has been a podcast presented by
Hard to find media.
with music presented by
Celebrator.
Subscribe to Hard to Find Media on youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. This shit is free. Share it. Blast it. Fuck it.